guys, Cosmic Clarity here. So today I'm going to be doing Spirituality 101.2, part 2. Yeah, either way. But so we covered some of the basics last time. And this time we're going to be delving a little bit deeper. It's a lot of information. And if you have a differing opinion or any proof that goes against what I talk about, I would love to see or hear it, because I'm trying to learn as I teach. We always are. Teachers are always learning from their students and the world around them. So the last question was number 8. What is the difference between aliens, spirits, and higher dimensional beings? And so if you watched my last video, you will understand that. But now we're going into question number 9, which is how can I establish contact with such entities? So my advice would be open your heart. Be open to receiving love and be open to giving it. Don't be judgmental. Be patient. Don't have any expectations in your head. And understand that they will come to you when you're ready, and understand as much as you can about them. Like, learn from good sources that don't talk about how evil they are. Some people think aliens are demons, and I completely understand why they think that, because, well, that's a whole nother subject. They are and they aren't. It's a misconception. Once you've learned about them, I would recommend reading the book The Law of One, or at least skimming through it, and you'll realize that we are all connected. And you need to establish a clear channel. You don't have to, but what I do is I visualize a channel, like literally like a channel that relates to a body of water, flowing through from above, from my higher self, down through my crown chakra, through my 6th chakra, third eye, whatever, pineal gland, and down into my throat chakra. And I just imagine this stream coming down. And I've also used other elements as well, but like I said, this isn't necessary. But this is how you connect to your higher self, or one of the methods to do that. And the more you work on it, the more contact you will have, in my experience. And so have an open mind and remove any fear constructs that have been programmed into your subconscious mind. Like, if anyone's told you something and you've believed it without actually looking into it, like thinking that we're abducted against our will, or they're acting as aliens and good beings to trick us, but that's a very old way of thinking. So only think for yourself. Like, forget what you've learned about them in the past from movies. Like, even the movie The Fourth Kind, they had some good information, right? Like, on the ancient Sumerians, but that wasn't actually based on like actual video footage. You can look it up. It's not real. Like, alien abduction does occur, but they do not steal your children from you. And like, they don't kill people. It's a long subject. That movie I like it, but I don't like how they talk about these beings. And of course, aliens, they're just like humans. Like, not anyone is completely bad or completely good. I mean, some are definitely really bad or really good, but there's always a gray area. So just see them from the same perspective you see humanity, and hopefully try to keep a better perspective on that. And so, now that we've gone over that, we are going into number 10. Are possessed people under the control of real demonic entities or otherworldly beings? See, I can't speak from experience on demonic possession. I feel like there are, like, if someone's very weak-minded, or like have a very low vibration and don't have much understanding of anything, like, I've noticed it's mainly those people that get possessed. And I've worked a lot with negative entities, but I don't know much about, like, I've studied demonology, but it's hard to figure out where the truth is. Like, so, I mean, I do know possession exists. There's so much proof of it, just like there are aliens. Maybe not as much, but there's quite a bit. And I have had times where I would become someone very negative and self destructive, and that personality would fight for control. And when I would return, I'd have no memory of it. And I mean, that's kind of like how being possessed would be, I guess. I have dissociative identity disorder, and I've worked through a lot of it, but I do literally become someone else sometimes. And I think it might be tied into spirituality. Because, I mean, I don't think in our human nature we want to be bad and self destructive. Like, I'm still working on that. So I'll go into that topic later. But we need to forget the word demon, for one. That, the word demon means genie in Greek, and demon was a title given to the ancient gods, like the ancient gods of Sumeria, ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, like all of the mythologies were labeled as demons. And demons, such as the ones who guided Socrates, act as counselors and guardians to human beings, but they are not demons. They're not negative. They are actual, like, light beings. And I'm sure there's bad ones, but like I said, it's just like humanity, right? So there are otherworldly beings that prey on fear and negative emotion, and they become attracted to these people because that person is on a low frequency. I am still looking deeper into this topic because I believe some negative, lower vibrational entities are here for a reason to guide us into a higher vibration and understand why we are here. And I can speak from experience on this. I had terrible, terrible experiences my whole life with these negative beings. I started to think they were demonic, but honestly, our fear gives them power, and the only thing you can do if white sage or like telling them to go away doesn't work, because I used to do this as a job for people. For years, I would help people get these negative entities out of their home and also understand why they are there, how they got there, and how to deal with it. But recently, I had my own experience where it was after my ex stepdad died, and he wasn't really, he was really dark. And so when he died, there was this thing in my room. It was there night and day. And every night I'd have sleep paralysis psychic attacks where we'd be being choked, me and my boyfriend. And one time I saw this big black mass come over him and like start choking him. And he was paralyzed and couldn't breathe. And no matter, like, we would stay up all night telling it to go away, go away. I tried burning white sage. The attacks would just get worse. So I think that one was there for a reason, because I would not be where I am today if I didn't go through that. Like, it led me to learn to heighten my vibration, and now I don't deal with it at all. Like, I only see good entities now. I can tap back into that lower frequency, but I don't really want to. So that's that. So number 11. What is astral projection and how can I achieve it? Well, there are many different techniques you can use to achieve this. However, from a personal perspective, most of them didn't work for me. It's definitely unique to everybody. So you need to set the intention that you are going to leave your body. And so first, you're going to want to lay down on top of your sheets, get comfortable. Imagine that you are walking around your room and try to like clap and hear it, but not with your physical body. These are our astral senses I'm talking about. So rub your feet and like bang on the table, try to feel it and hear it with your astral senses. Maybe like try to feel cold wind coming from your window if it's snowing. And so try to use your astral senses and play with them into imagining these sensations before going into astral projection. Allow yourself to drift off to sleep while setting the intention that you are going to notice yourself falling asleep. Make sure you are already well rested before you do this. And if you stay still and allow these things to happen, eventually you will start to see visions or hear sounds coming in. And that, as far as I know, is when you enter REM, like when you're dreaming, you know? It's like my dreams will start to come in, but I'm still conscious, and my body. When you're in REM, you experience what's called sleep paralysis. It occurs when the part of the brain that allows us to not physically act out our dream shuts down, and if you're still conscious at this point, you will most likely hear a loud vibrational frequency, and it might freak you out, and like even if that doesn't happen, allow yourself to fall asleep, like I said, because usually after I hear the dreams, the visuals, and the voices coming in, I fall asleep and I wake up to hear this loud frequency. It's like wow, 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 but way different. Like you'll know it when you hear it. But it's very important that you do not freak out. It's important to lay down and not get scared or excited because these will just pull you right back into your body. And you'll have to start the process all over again. And understand this sound, it's going to fade out when you can leave your physical body. So don't get excited or you'll get pulled back. And do not doubt yourself. But also accept that if it doesn't work on your first try, it will when your spirit body is ready. This is what I'm going to be talking about a lot, is getting your body ready for this, like working on the astral senses and visualization and going into some chakra work and also with the minor chakras or meridians. And also, if you lay there and wait for it to happen, like if you're anxious about it, I noticed I tried it yesterday. I was just waiting and waiting. It wasn't happening. So you can't force it. You just have to allow it. But you can use many techniques at this point to exit your body. But this is a very in-depth topic. So I will leave it at that point. Number 12. Is there a difference between astral projection and soul travel? Well, in soul travel / mental travel, you expand your consciousness. Usually you're still aware of your physical surroundings, but at the same time, you are aware of the place you're journeying. Phasing is another term used for this. But in astral projection, your astral body is involved in the process. Your consciousness is deeper involved in the process, and you're not aware of your physical surroundings anymore until you wake up. Unless you leave your body and you can perceive like things exactly how they are in your room. But it does feel very physical sometimes, or sometimes you just feel like consciousness without a physical form. So, this is number 13. Are attacks in the astral planes directly linked to demonic energies or ETs? Well, they are because everything is linked or connected, and in other words, we are all knowingly or not connected to this realm. That is the creation and imagination realm and energetic, just like the realm we reside in, and the astral realm is like a middle ground. If you have a certain frequency or belief, then when you are in the astrals, these certain things will be drawn to you due to your vibration. They also can manifest in the physical realm. If you imagine something in the astral realm, it manifests instantly, whereas in the physical realm, it takes more time. That is called manifestation. So moving on to number 14. Can these ETs, angels, or gods be contacted through astral travel? Most definitely they can. I've contacted ETs, Fae or fairies, and Ra, the Egyptian sun god, also the same Ra from the Law of One. If you haven't read that book, or like at least skimmed it, I highly recommend it. But yeah, so I contacted them in the astral realm, and many others have had experiences while astral projecting with deities and so many other beings. In the astral realm, it connects to the multiverse, where everything is possible and played out, every single option. That's why alternate realities and timelines exist. So anything is possible if it can be imagined within this realm. That's why I call it the imagination realm sometimes. And so moving on to 15. What is the difference between the etheric realm and the astral planes? People use many different terminologies to describe things. Generally speaking, to me, when I think of the astral realm, this is where you can go out of body and travel as a soul. Your etheric body is a subtle body that surrounds your physical body, and it assists with soul integration when you incarnate. Your energy vibration slows in stages, which becomes the subtle bodies, one of which is the etheric body. Now, the ether itself is the source field or field of infinite potentiality. Okay, so number 16. What are higher dimensions and who or what inhabits them? Before I answer this question, I just want to say that when you start to learn about the higher dimensions, this is when you'll start to question things more and perceive reality as we know it from a much higher perspective. You need to understand these dimensions from the lower to the higher dimensions, as they all play in together in a scientific, mathematical, and an energetic or spiritual way. I'm sure it would make sense that lower frequency beings, so like so-called negative entities, are in some of the lower dimensions, which is why we can perceive them easier at times. Higher frequency beings, however, reside in the higher dimensions, and the closer we get to that frequency, the more you will start to perceive these beings and they'll start to perceive us. But if you're still at a low frequency, it'll be very hard to see your experiences. We are residing in the third dimension and we perceive the fourth. And this is because we experience dimensions 1 through 4. 4 is time and 5 is space, which means that higher dimensional beings aren't linear and they can bend space-time, so to say, which explains extraterrestrial travel. And I will make a video going through and explaining all of these higher dimensions along with the lower ones later on because it's such a huge topic to get into right now, but it's so important. Like, I can't stress how important it is to look into this from every perspective you can, because then you'll start to learn about the nature of reality and how it works and why we only perceive what we perceive. So I hope this helped you guys. I'm going to close out for now. And like I said, I do one-on-one sessions, so email me at cosmicclarity1111@gmail.com if you are interested in that or have any requests for videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video very soon.